I spent too much time watching videos while I was doing this video. So, I've been meaning to do this for a minute, but getting around to it and then also having the time to like do all the like not research, more or less kind of just like, okay, well this happened, this happened, this happened. So basically what we're going to do here is I'm a big fan of Markiplier, and kind of like a big thing I really hate certain people saying, well, there's two people I hate that, well, don't, I hate what they say, not who they are, is that it's how you felt. I think Jacksepticeye started the phrasing of, you don't miss how it was, you miss how you felt. No, no. And then the other one is just like, they think, especially when it comes to Markiplier, that just like there's so much missing from Mark. But the biggest thing I would say, it's a let's play channel. The issue with what a lot of people are missing are the games he played in the past. The big thing about him is the releases. You have to, if you want them to keep playing the same game, they're gonna have to over and over and over again. Which, you know, Markiplier and Dawko have done revisits to like the classic Five Nights at Freddy's, but realistically, it's like that particular phrasing of like they went down the hill. It's just, sadly, the truth is just the thing you want them to play or do is not big no more, or it is already done, and why would they play it again? But quickly, what I'm going to do is I've did it from when he started YouTube, which from what what Google says is he started on March 6th of 2012. Every March, it will be the cutoff of a year, and I'm going to try to put like eras in there at the end. But the biggest thing is like, I'm just gonna like list off a bunch of stuff that was known, and like something that like my memory is so like, I see the thumbnail, I'm like, I remember something from that. Because even though I came in to like mid to late 2013, I went back and watched a lot of his older stuff. So a lot of this stuff I do know. Of course, I'm going to leave a lot of stuff that other people might like out, but I don't have any proper personal memories with it. So anyways, let's get into this with year one. This is kind of the starting Markiplier. This is also where a lot of the merch, a lot of the fan art, and a lot of kind of like the references come from, because this is Mark being raw, like trying to like find what he wants to do with his channel and mold it. So a lot of this is kind of like Mark with a little bit of a he's fully forcing himself to go out there. He still has a lot of his like Markham-isms there, but it's so early in the channel that he doesn't know what works. Of course, a little quick thing is that it's a very well-known thing is that he started as Markiplier, but then like AdSense was a problem, so he had to change to Markiplier Game, and then he eventually was able to work out getting his the name back, and that was around May 26th. When he had to do Markiplier Game. Let's see here. So he started his gameplays like Amnesia, The Dark Descent without a face cam. So he did Amnesia, The Dark Descent, Penumbra, Nightmare House 2, From Dust, La Casa, I can't, Casa, He finally gets a face cam at part two of the original Dead Space. Um, Following, he covers Amnesia Justine. He does the Chubby Bunny Challenge, Dead Space 2. Um, ooh. He does the Amnesia Custom Stories, Skyrim. He kind of started with a little bit of vlogs to kind of like mix it in. We also had Slender, Limbo, SCP Containment Breach, Drunk Minecraft, Slender the Shadows, SCP-087B, the staircase game, Happy Wheels, Dishonored, Slendy Tubbies, Sonic.exe, Surgeon Simulator, Dead Space 3, Octodad, the Cinnamon Challenge. This is also the year where we are introduced to cult classics such as The King of the Squirrels, Cheez-Its, Chair. We also meet Yami Mash, Bob, Wade. I think there was a previous episode where he played Slender as Wilfred Warstash, but the biggest one I remember him from was The Fall of Slender Man, a early skit of his. We also see like early inspiration for Darkiplier, like Don't Blink, Don't Move. And then he was over 150,000 subscribers by the end of that first year. Going into year two, 2013, I'd say this is primetime Markiplier. This is I'm not going to say the golden age. Well, you know what? I'll call it the golden age. Because I'll call the one, I think it's actually 2014. 2014, I think, is prime Markiplier. 2013 is Golden Age Mark, where, like, he is known for this era. And this is also the era where I started, and it's kind of like this is where a lot of people's attention was starting to get grabbed, because he knew what worked at this point. He would cover, let's see here. So starting out with another cult classic. The P.O. Box openings. He did that starting in 2013. He also would cover COD, Slender the Arrival, Amnesia, Machine for Pigs. He did the Draw My Life, which is a pretty big thing he's known for. Don't Starve, Last of Us, the Super Squat Simulator, Outlast, Super Hot. The Crooked Man, Prop Hunt from Gmod. You're such a loser. The Rust, 7 Days to Die, Vanish. He did beat the game. Octodad, Deadliest Catch, Turbo Dismount. Also things like fan games like Markiplier, the game 1 and 2. We also get Tiny Box Tim in this time. I think that was from Dungeon. Because I think it was like a collect items game where he met Tiny Box Tim. Or no, I think that might have been a custom story. I can't remember properly. There's the Slender song. We learn about his fear of mannequins. Let's see. He starts getting animations from Lixion. He's starting to collaborate with Syndigo, which I think was. Oh, what was it? I know it was Daniel. Was it Matt? I know later one of his editors joined as a third. And then let's see here. We get Twerking Markiplier. And then even though it was a month later, so technically when he kind of got his stuff with Markiplier game, it would be fine to count this. I would give him a 2 million subscriber milestone for his second anniversary. So 150,000 jumping to a 2 million for his second anniversary. Year 3, 2014, the golden era. Goat Sim, Dark Deception. He gets to start playing with Jacksepticeye. The VR games, Hot Sauce Challenge, Best Friends Forever, where we get to see him interact with Cinnamon Toast Ken. Markiplier's Magic Touch, Jump Scare Friends, Skate 3, Drunk GTA 5, How to Get Famous on YouTube, where he had Ross from Game Grumps come in. Among the Sleep, where we get to see Baby Plier from when he gets animated. The Forest, Don't Starve Markiplier mod, Ice Bath Challenge, Santa Plier the Game, Markiplier Adventure, Wax Challenge, Makeup Challenge, Impossible Plays. We also get the Fedora. He gets shown around New York by JonTron. There's the Gentleman's Dispute, where he gets to collab with Captain Sparkles. Five Nights at Freddy's, the Lucky Flannel. Fish Horde, where he starts to dance with some fishes. Reaction Time. This is also where, like, I think he did a little bit in 2013, but this is where, like, a lot of, like, little bits he does to start a gameplay, which is a big thing I hope he returns to now that he's done with Iron Lung. Skits are a big thing I miss with Mark. I know he likes to do bigger things, but why I say Golden Age is one of my favorites is because he's doing a bunch of skits with people. It's fun. It's a small few minute thing. It's nice to see. I'll watch those things multiple times before I finally am done. Let's see here. We have the Midnight Game, Sims 4, Five Nights at Freddy's Gmod, Spore, Pole Dancing, Alien Isolation, Evil Within, Google IRL, where he also had Matthias collab with him, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I Am Bread, Whack Your Boss, Five Nights at Treasure Island, Photo Booth, where he just like Five Nights at Wario's, Henry Stickmin, The Escapist, Spookies, with the addition of Markiplier, The Visitor, Stranded Deep, Mario.exe. He hit 6 million subscribers, and there was that music video where he cried, and that became a very well-known meme. Fatal Frame 2, the 420 Blaze games were all over the place. Five Nights at Freddy's 3, the Five Nights at Freddy's interview with Wharf Stash. How to Beat a Monkey, where he was with the Completionist, Matt Pat, and Random Encounters. So many collabs, skits, amazing games and moments, man. This is why I call it the Golden Age. Just so many things. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see here. Oh, and then of course, like, this is also where I think the fan games start. And like, there's a little bit of a bubble going out of this year, but for the most part, this is where the fan games were like big. 2015, year 4. He also hits 10 million subscribers by the end of this year, I'm pretty sure. This is also the year where he does a lot more speeches of being, like, he starts saying, be a better human being, try to, like, spread the love. This is the Markiplier that everyone came to love. Because, like, while everyone, like, his max entertainment was in 2014, 2015 was the man behind the content. let's see, we had the Homestuck starring Markiplier. We had the Plug and Play Pikachu.exe. Mark goes in the hospital. Five Nights at F Boys. What was this? I'll have to look back. Troll Quest. One night at Flumpty's. Hashtag sexy Markiplier. Mark's Top 10. Can Your Pet. Dream.exe. Lyrics in Real Life. Centiplier. Whisper Challenge. Finance at Chumbucket. Make a Wish. Mark walking down the street. Agario. Finance at Freddy's musical. Sunky.mpeg. Yandere Simulator, Night Blights, There Is No Game, Rocket League, Find Us Freddy's 4. His friend Tyler gets brought into the fold this year as well. Hoonie Pop, The Net Affair with Wharf Stash, Until Dawn, the 7-second challenge. I think that says Wharf Stash interviews. Find Us Freddy's 4 with Jack Black. Then let's see here. Reading your comments. He dyes his hair pink in 2015. This is also where we get probably one of the most iconic, like aside from the Five Nights at Freddy's interview, the Mark and Wharf Stash interview is probably one of my favorites of Wharf Stash. Sadly, this was also the year where Syndigo, we did get to see some more Syndigo after this, but this was where sadly Daniel passed away. So it kind of slowed a few things down. Collaborations with Syndigo basically halted and wasn't going to be the same. Meow, Soma, Rake, how viral videos are made, Layers of Fear, Find Us Freddy's 4, Halloween, Will You Press the Button, the douche games, where you have to kind of like impress people by doing stuff. Akinator, Would You Rather, Popcorn. This is also where his Popcorn was the skit, and he started his pink hair started to dull, so it was like blonde-plier. I mean, we got him when he first got the pink, but it was like now that it was wearing off, we got to see it more. What was this last one? Huh. I don't know how to say that. Oh, A Way to Serious Dance. Yeah. That was a funny one. Fran Bow, Bonnie Simulator, Mario Maker, Boogeyman. The photo booth with the ice bath challenge. This is also where we start to see him with his blue hair. The Arrow Dodge Challenge, Balloon Roulette. Ego Raptor was a part of that one. The Giant Finger Football, Five Nights at Candy's, World's Quietest Let's Play, Emily Wants to Play, Subnautica, Minions Movie Focus Testing, Firewatch, Space is Cool, the music, Don't Laugh, Ben and Ted, Star Wars Battlefront, Tug the Table, and Five Nights at Candy's 2. So while some of the biggest bangers were in 2014, this is where like he knows what's happening, he knows what allows going, and he just starts pushing it. Go. Because like all of these skits are so iconic now. Moving on to like 2016, I think this is the last big year. Oh, yeah. So this is the last big year of like recognizable stuff. This is also the year of the red hair. 60 Seconds, Road of the Dead, Toss the Turtle. He gets Chica, Wolf, warming up for 5 minutes with Markiplier, Staring at a Banana, Human Fall Flat, Factorio, Silvario, Hunicam, Job Simulator, Portal 2, The Joy of Creation. He gets slapped by both Jack and Pewdie. Surgeon Simulator in Real Life, Doom 2016, Life and Afterlife of the Game, Those Nights at Rachel's, DPO. He gets his Diamond Play button, Google Feud, Shock Color Challenge, Egg Roulette, Soon, Relax, Boat Dog, Case Animatronics, Sort the Court, Chef Dog, The Park, Ragdoll, Ragdoll Runners, Try Not to Cringe, Welcome to the Game, Try Not to Smile, Try Not to Laugh, Discipline, Wade Gets Engaged during one of their little tours and like on stage things, Patience, Warming Up Remix, Dry Ice Popsicles, Sister Location, Pumpkin Carving, Pumpkin Smashing, Mario Kart in Real Life, Manuel Samuel, Slay Away Camp, Disco Discomfort, Christmas Can Wait, We Become What We Behold, Sarah Is Missing, Cool Dog, 50-50 Challenge, Christmas Can't Wait, 7-Second Challenge, Genital Jousting, hilarious, weird, disgusting, but still fun to watch. Revenge of Septiplier, Change, Eggnog Bath, Hot Chocolate Bath, The Ultimate Bet, which is also the return of the classic Mark with he dyed his hair black. Five Nights at Candy's 3, Markiplier Adventure 2, Hello Neighbor, Overnight 2, Redux, Tattletale, Back That Ass Up, the remix, Golf with Friends, Markiplier's Punishment, Resident Evil 7, Cards Against Humanity, Raft, Ghost Dog, A Date with Markiplier, huge one right there, Bending the Ink Machine, Five Nights with 39, Finding Bigfoot, Oxygen Not Included, and Mamaplier starts to replay some of the Five Nights at Freddy's. 1 second. All right. So after that, like that was mostly just a part 2 to 2015. Is how that kind of went. 2017 is kind of like the last little bit of stretch, but it's also kind of like he starts making bigger projects in the beginning of this year. So Uno, Outlast 2, Little Nightmares, Markiplier TV, there's one of the projects, Fidget Spinners, Ruin Lives, Kindergarten, Google gets an update, Markiplier makes, really love those, I hope those come back, Doodly Doo Remix, World's Easiest Game, Crash Insane, Dark versus Anti, The Escapist, West of Loathing, Pop Goes, Who Killed Markiplier, My New Car, which also got followed up with We're Not Gonna Make It, which is simple but fun stuff for me as a Markiplier fan. Mashed Potato Bath, Ice Cream Truck, Fly Like a Butterfly Remix, Mr. Whiskers, Pizza Sim, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, Cuphead, Jolly 3, Doki Doki, 5 Five Nights at Freddy's games, Moo, and Hearts and Heroes. And this is also where he starts the still going series of 3 scary games. Like with Markiplier TV, I think that set off something of like, he said before that like with like the fall of Slender Man, and like the interviews with Wharfstash, that was his idea of like, I want to make something bigger, but I need to get there first. And I think now when Markiplier TV and A Date with Markiplier came out, he's like, I can do this. I got what I need. I know I have the audience for it. Let's go. And that's where it starts to like decline. Like the list versus those long lists I've been mentioning this video, they go down to here now. Because like in year 7, 2018, while there is still stuff coming out, I'm just not. It's not noticeable to me as a long existing fan. Like his tasteful nudes calendar, 3 Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, Dude Stop, Ultimate Custom Night, Baldi's, Wilford Mother Lovin' Wharfstash came out during this time. Red Dead Redemption 2, Granny, Resident Evil 2 remake, Subnautica Below Zero, and the I'm Back Baby remix that came out of Resident Evil 2 remake. I also think this year and the next year is where he also is trying to like replay a lot of old games like Prop Hunt. 2019, year 8, banger. Right off the bat is Damien. He plays Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. Markiplier makes 2. Pogo Stuck. The Sour Patch reviews start here. This one was hilarious just because of the title of the video was I put in a game dating game without my permission. Hand Simulator. Faith, The Drowned Man, another good skit he made. Blair Witch, he starts reviewing Korean foods here. Final Nights for Escape the Awaki. Heist came out this year. Right there. Explains a lot here. Five Nights at Freddy's Special Delivery, GTFO, Doom Eternal got a demo by the end of this year. He did a playthrough with one of the employees, and then he also kind of ended this with The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Year 9, 2020. This was mostly multiplayer games, of like, but also kind of like content to make it, because everyone's locked up, so it's time to kind of like have something with people. We had A Day in the Life of Markiplier. We also had that one completely forgot that is not to be talked about. Went off the rails. It means 1 year. Night of the Consumers, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Five Nights at Freddy's Revisited. Like I mentioned before, this is where he starts revisiting the games. Happy's Humble Burger Barn, Grounded, Fall Guys, Among Us, There Is No Game, The Wrong Dimension. He's in the hospital again. Phasmophobia. This is also where Lixian and Lunky become more a part of the videos. And like Lixian is up front and center as the editor. Amnesia Rebirth. His little like bit of the confessions. At Dead of Night, Hoonie Pop 2, The Wharf Stash Automated Interview Automaton, pretty cool one. Um, oh, and this was also where he started the podcast of Distractable and Go My Favorite Sports Team. Year 10, 2021, we had the Glitched Attraction, Papers, Please, Resident Evil 8, Village. We know why that's a big one. Mr. Hop's Playhouse 2, House, that was a pretty cool one. Power Wash Simulator, Tealerland, Poppy Playtime, the start of his curse. Back for Blood, Bigfoot, Inscription, Mabel County, Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, Security Breach, Mandela Invasion, oh, he did the the Pokemon Smasher Pass. Oh, and he's on the I'm on observation duty. I think this was also kind of like where he really got into those kind of games. And then 2011, or like very end of that one, year 11, 2022, that was the long-haired Mark. This is where he's about to start filming for Iron Lung. We start getting, well, like, this is where he's got his like longish hair to his like chin, and because of Iron Lung, he starts having to grow it out. Assessment examination in space happens here. Smasher Pass Matt Pat's Pokemon, Iron Lung the game, Mr. Hop's Manor, Afton built the Butthurt game, The Man from the Window, My Friendly Neighbor, my Friendly Neighborhood, Andy's Apple Farm, Baby in Yellow, Legend, The Long-Eyed Project, YouTube cut this content, Juniors, his OF stuff, Amanda the Adventurer, Bendy and the Dark Revival, Garden of Banban, Sinister Squidward, and The Man from the Window 2. So basically, this was kind of a loose year because he was in the background making Iron Lung. Because boom, year 12, 2023, the Iron Lung teasing. It took us 2 years to get that. Actually, 3 years. 3 years. Let's see here. So there's the Return to Bloody. So after him starting Iron Lung in this whole long thing of the Iron Lung, not a lot happens. Return to Bloody Nights, Sons of the Forest, Amnesia the Bunker. He gets in the hospital again for his birthday from the movie. Actually, I think he said it wasn't from the movie. It was something else. Five Nights at Freddy's Ruin, Skibidi.exe, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Lethal Company, Let's Find Larry, Help Wanted 2, and Buckshot Roulette. Quickly moving on to year 13, 2024. A difficult game about climbing, That's Not My Neighbor, Content Warning, Bread and Fred, Slay the Princess, Pony Factory, Chained Together, Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit, Click Holding, Every TikTok I Ever Liked, Liar's Bar, Baltro, and Me-Side. And then, of course, everything until recent dates, year 14, 2025, No I Am Not Human, Secret of the Mimic, Blood Money 2, Silent Hill F, and Resident Evil Requiem. And then, of course, at the beginning of this year and at the end of the 2025, year 14, was his Iron Lungs release. we haven't gotten to, we've gotten a few things, but nothing of note to me. A lot of the stuff is just like, I think it's one of those things in arguments of being a fan for so long is there's certain things you will jump at seeing, but if it's like this thing you don't know, like I'll go watch 3 scary games every single time. But it's like this random obscure thing, meh, I may not want to watch that. I still got to go catch up on every episode of Distractable ever because I'd never have gotten anything with the podcast before. So visually, real quick, this was 2012, Mark. This was one of our first scenes of Wharf Stash. This was 2013 Markiplier. Oh, and also this is like kind of the most recognizable because like the first one had a little bit of a spike, but this had the spike. This is kind of like, this is 2014, 2015, where he had like long hair and short hair. Oh, it didn't make it? 1 second. What do you mean? It didn't make it in? It didn't make it in. Okay. So between this one come on. And this one was right before he started dyeing his hair. And then, of course, this was pink-haired Mark. And then I'm trying to think. This was also like the Wharf Stash one. I really like it. It's like kind of purplish in that light. Oh, wait. Wrong one. Kind of the blonde plier look. Like, you can see pink, but it's starting to go blonde. The blue plier. And then, of course, a lot of people call this the most iconic, his red hair. He'd go back into the short, but not all the way short, like the spiky. Like, I was relieved when the red was gone because seeing this again made me so happy. The short but slightly long hair. It gave me a little bit of like I remember this. And then as soon as like he started getting really into the projects, we got Samurai Mark over here. He looks good with long hair. It's just not as iconic anymore. I think he had a little bit going on when it was like here-ish, but meh. But yeah, so I think it's like 2012 was like filling out everything. 2013 was like, okay, my personality's understood. I know what people like. 2014, every single good game, a lot of collaborations, a lot of good stuff was happening. 2015, the skits and all the other stuff started like ringing 2016 was just a part 2 to 2015. 2017, that was... Wait, hold on. 2017 was like the start of, like, it's still there from 2015, 2016, but it's like things were starting to slow down. There were a lot of good things like Markiplier makes that came out of this thing. It was him doing stuff with his friends that came out of this era. But I think it's just 2016 and earlier. So I'd say 2013 to 2016 was like prime Markiplier real estate. You have him starting to get off his feet. Then you just have the golden age. Then you have him having the most fun 2 years in a row. And then it's like 2017. The fun is still there. It's not as iconic as 2015, 2016, but it's still there. 2018, I think, is where it's just like, okay, flop. I think this was like this, 2018 was when he started doing bigger projects. Trying to think where In Space was again, because like I said, this is like a huge list. He did Mother Loving Wharf Stash. And then I think he started doing the others. And then, like, I think 2020, because he was sharing his time with another channel, that's understandable. 2021 was basically his prep for space. 2022 to 2024 was just in space stuff. 2025 was him taking a vacation. Hopefully in 2026 we can get some stuff back. Him coming back with, I think it was Korean food, or like he was testing something, and it was like his classic reviews. I'm hoping Markiplier Makes and a bunch of other stuff comes back now that he's. I'm hoping he's taking a break, because just looking at this, it's like, listen, I love your bigger projects, but like, if that's all that's gonna be, like, the only thing we're gonna see is the gameplays anymore. It's like I'm not missing the feeling. I'm missing the skits. I'm missing the little bits. I'm missing the stuff that just made Markiplier to me. Because it's like, I think he's jumping back into his 2012 stomping grounds with some bits that, like, Bob and Wade introduced, where because he has Lixien all the time, he's got somebody to kind of like bounce off of. But it's just, it's not enough to kind of like be as iconic as his other eras. And like, it's going to be very hard in terms of content to keep up with like 2014. That is never happening again. I don't think we have anything coming out this year that's even worthy of the 2014 kind of like constant go. I think what he needs to do is go back to the 2015, 2016 years where he was doing skits and those little bits before videos. That way it's just like, all right, we're going to be doing some golfing. But we've already seen you golf. Well, I got a new little skit in the beginning. And grabbing the attention of the person immediately. Having a chokehold on the watcher. Because it's just... That's what I really liked about reaction time. Was the... We hear Murky Moo. And then it's just like... That's just what I'm wanting Markiplier to come back to. Because I want him to do the simple, fun stuff again. Because this, like, I don't mind the Darkiplier and the Wharf Stash stuff. but that stuff's feeling more cinematic anymore, and it's not even feeling. It's cool, but not fun anymore. So, and not to mention, it's been the focus for a little bit too long right now. I think jumping back into skit mark would be cool. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.